Hey there, it's Dr. Crypto in. I hope everybody's having a fantastic Sunday. It's not in the UK, it's absolutely raining. It feels like autumn. But right now in the crypto market, it feels like autumn. But all I see right now is a red everywhere, fear, uncertainty, and doubt everywhere. People panicking, people capitulating, people panicking about the German dump that's happened. They haven't sold everything yet, but has that all gone back now to over the counter? But also we've got the Mount Gox, which is coming up as well, and it's sending a lot of fear in the market. When you see the Dixie dropping, people were thinking Bitcoin was going to pump, but it hasn't. And also we've been seeing the stock markets pumping to all-time highs, and crypto has just been flat and just going sideways and dropping down. Altcoins capitulating into a mini bear market. But what do I see right in front of me? I see a lot of red and a lot of fear, but I also see a lot of opportunity. You've got to bear in mind, when the COVID happened and we had that big crash, everybody, lots of people sold, got out the market, fearful. But some of us stood there fast and said, no, I'm going to buy more. And that's what we did. And what happened after the COVID crash? We pumped all the way up to all-time highs. Altcoins went absolutely crazy. In my eyes, what I see right in front of my eye, yeah, I see coins down 40, 50, 60%. But I see it's a discount. It's a sale. In my opinion, this is a buying opportunity. Is this a generational buying opportunity? It may well be. If you want to be one of those people who just sit back, I'm not saying put all your money in or anything like that. I certainly haven't, but because we could drop down even further. But what I'm seeing here is a lot of red, a lot of opportunity, and I'm buying. This is like the sale, January sales. This is when the shops are on sales and there's that product that you've always wanted, but it's always been overpriced, and you think, God, I want that. And then it suddenly drops down in price and you start doubting, should I buy it? I'm not. It might come down a little bit more. It might come, but then it doesn't. Then it goes up, rocketing up. So you just got to bear that one in mind. That's how I'm seeing the market at the moment. Because what we're seeing at the moment is, actually, if you think about the market, we are ahead of ourselves. We should be where we are now, really. Should we be back in the 40s? Yeah, I think we should. We should be back in the 40s. The only reason why we're not is because obviously the ETFs have played a big part of it. And actually, Benjamin Cowell here points it out quite correctly. As measured peak to peak, Bitcoin is outperforming the last two cycles. At this point, the last two cycles was still about 40% down from all-time highs. To put this in perspective, that would equate to 42k Bitcoin. So what he's saying is, what I just said here, is that we should be really still in the 40s. We shouldn't be where we are at the moment, but we are where we are. All because of what happened with all these ETFs actually pushed us ahead of where we should have been from the previous two cycles. So this dip, in my opinion, is an opportunity. If we drop down to the 40s, I'm not going to be fearful. I'm pretty much in. I'm 99% into the market. I've got about 1% left of money and capital, just in case we do drop down to those 40s. We may not do. I'm still saying this is an opportunity to buy the dip. And that's what I've been doing. If we drop down further, then we do. But I'm buying because in case we don't, and then we start moving back up to the upside. Because what gives me a lot of positivity at the moment is this. Because what's been happening, as a lot of retail have been selling, what I've also seen is actually just shocked me a little bit, was actually we got net inflows. We got net inflows on the Bitcoin ETF flows. We're 143 million. They've actually been buying a dip, where normally I would think they were actually selling, panic selling, and we will be in the red, negative outflows. But no, we're actually in positive inflows, which is absolutely crazy in my opinion, because like I said, I normally see things like this, people selling off, but they're not. They're actually using the brains this time and actually buying a dip. And that's why I'm buying a dip. The whales are buying a dip. I'm buying a dip. Retail in general, and I'm retail. A lot of retail have been selling. It's crazy. And also, look at that liquidation that's building up to the upside. If we get to the upside, we've got $209 billion of liquidations. And now, I have said it in previous videos, at some point, Bitcoin will go up to where the liquidity is. It always gets attracted to that liquidity. And at some point, it will move back up to that liquidity and grab it. And that's going to cause a lot of problems to a lot of shorters. And it's sitting right up there. We've got over $259 billion in liquidations just waiting to be grabbed. So a lot of things are falling in place. We've got so much fundamentals. We've got the Ethereum ETF. That's going to be going live in days or in the coming weeks. That's going to happen. We've got a lot of things. We've got actually exchanges starting to go into like in Hong Kong, potentially Crypto.com. Will their exchange be listed, be able to play a part in Hong Kong? There's lots of things going on, ETF spaces, and a lot of other things going too. So I'm really, really positive in the long term. You just got to bear in mind at weekends. It also is where it's low liquidity and it's easy manipulated as well. But like I said, overall, Bitcoin tends to go up to the liquidation. At some point, it will go up to there and it will grab that liquidation at some point. But also more positive news regarding that German, we had that bit of a German dump, but also inverse answer says here, German government figures out they can print euros, but not Bitcoin. In a shocking reversal, it says here, German government buys back Bitcoin. Is this true? But Journey Crypto says, I don't think they've bought it. It looks like they just sent the remaining Bitcoin on exchanges that hasn't been sold yet back to their wallet to start selling through an OTC, over-the-counter service instead, likely due to the negative impact dumping on the exchanges had. So basically the government have, it's typical government, isn't it, really? But you've gone and seen what's happened. They've seen a lot of investors have been impacted by this and now have changed their mind and actually sent it back to the wallet. Have the government buyback? I'm not too sure. Journey thinks not. So not exactly as bullish as buying back would be, but still good news because it relieves any kind of selling pressure. So that's good news. So all we've got now is the Mt. Gox, which I don't personally think is going to have a massive impact. Yes, it's going to have some selling pressure, but I don't think it's going to be absolutely massive at the moment because obviously we've got these ETFs being bought up by the BlackRocks. It's like I said, these whales are buying. I'm buying. Millionaires are buying. I'm buying. Small retail people selling. I'm taking this opportunity to buy the dip, and I've said this all the way along. Let's just check Bitcoin price at the moment. So another thing I've noticed is we're still in that cup and handle. We're still in that range. We're still in that choppy range. We did drop down below it at 53,190, but then we've climbed back up to 57,821. So we're still chopping around with that. Well, people say the McDonald's thing, but it's just we basically got that cup and handle chopping around sideways. So overall, this is keeping me fairly bullish. And also what I do say to people is you can look at the 1 minute, you can look at the 5 minutes, you can look at the hour or the 4 hours or the 1 day. But what you've really, really got to do is you've got to zoom out on Bitcoin specifically. Look at Bitcoin